Only have one issue with this main event. I thought the main event matchup was very good overall. It told a nice story of the Ops taking out Hook first, injuring his back early on, so it only left Hangman and Kingston. Then Hobbs took out Hangman, so that only left Kingston, but Kingston wouldn't quit. He stayed alive until he was able to tag out to Hook, and then he had to watch as Hook tapped out very quickly once again. So I like the story. I thought the story was very well done in the matchup. Yeah, I didn't think the production was all that great in the matchup. But my main issue mainly is this didn't really put over Joe versus Hangman. This set up
Yeah.
Hangman versus Hobbs because Hobbs is the one who takes out Hangman on the ramp, and that's totally fine. You can do that alone, and that sets up the Falls Count Anywhere for next week. I don't then need Hobbs to also get the win for the team. It should have been Joe. Joe is the one who's getting the shot at the world title. So, it would have further along the story that really Hook's Achilles heel, his kryptonite is Joe. Joe will always choke him out. He always taps out to the choke because that's the only thing that he can do when he gets locked in the Kikino clutch. I think that would have continued Hook's story a little bit better, as well as followed up and build up Joe for the Full Gear matchup against Hangman. But I am looking forward to Hangman and Hobbs next week, and I do like the fact that Hobbs looks so strong in the matchup.
They tried to put Hobbs over strong, and they succeeded in doing that. And I got no issue with that. He's going to lose to Hangman. I mean, I don't think Hangman's
Yes.
losing before Full Gear or anything out here. I hope, and we've said this a lot about Hobbs, like they'll make him look good, and then they just won't go full bore with him when they have an opportunity to do so. And hopefully, coming out of this, even though he's going to lose next week, it's a strong showing, and they have something for him after Full Gear. Because I don't know if he's going to be on Full Gear. If he is, it might just be Hobbs and Shibata against Eddie and Hook on the tailgate brawl, or that should be a pay-per-view match. Given you did a main event with them last night. Powerhouse Hobbs is in probably the main event next week. That should be on pay-per-view. I don't
No,
know if it
not
will
the main
be.
event next week.
You don't
Middle
think
of
it's
the
gonna
show
be?
next
Oh
week.
no! Yeah, Blood and Guts is next week. Yeah,
Blood
I'm
and
done.
Guts is
Sorry.
bookending. Is
Yeah.
bookending that
You're
show.
right.
That's the middle portion to give us a break in between the two cage matches.
Yeah. You're right.
But I think you're probably right about him not working Full Gear. But my issue mainly with AEW is that this tends to be their thing, where they put someone over one week just for them to lose the next week, or just for them to lose the next show. Like you had just recently, Bandito pinned Okada, first person to pin Okada at Wrestle Dream in the tag team matchup, the tag team title match, and it was just for him to lose on the following show on Dynamite. And then they did it on this show where Harley Cameron picks up a big win in the tag team tournament matchup against Athena, where she pins the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. But then on Saturday, she's facing Tekla in a match she will most likely lose because the heels are going to have the advantage in War Games. So it feels like we're putting people over just for them to lose, and it's just null and void. Like what the thing that put them
That's
over is then basically counteracted by them losing immediately after.
They do 50-50, a lot of people. And this was a huge complaint about WWE back in the day, is they would 50-50 so many people. And I do think AEW has kind of gotten into that habit too much, because AEW, for all their strengths, especially when it comes to in-ring work, one thing that they have always kind of lacked is elevation off of the matches. The criticism for so long was, oh, I'll use Hobbs as an example. Hobbs will beat like 15 people who are on ROH TV or Rampage or Dark all way back in the day, but then he would face a big name and he would lose. That's something they did forever on their TV. They remember when they did rankings and Jay Lethal was like 20-0 because he won a bunch of matches on Dark, but then he faced Orange Cassidy and like of course he lost, because who cares about your 20 wins on Dark when you actually face like top talent. That's something that they used to do all the time. Now, because they don't have Rampage and Dark and they can't just give people like these random wins, they still do it to an extent of like, oh, you know who's winning this match, but they are going to win that match to build them for a bigger match that they will lose. And that is something they kind of do a little too often now. And hopefully they can kind of reel that in and actually give people some momentum and build them up a little bit with these things. As you mentioned, Harley Cameron penned Athena, so maybe we're getting Harley and Athena at Final Battle. Maybe
You can see that.
I
can see that.
mean, I think Harley should just win. I don't think she will, but
no, she won't. But she should. Why not?
Athena's reign, I mean, it's been good. She's been having great matches, but at this point, like, we're going on 3 years with this thing. And the other problem with Athena's reign is that every time she's on AEW TV, she just loses. So, and I feel like she keeps losing on AEW TV, as we were talking about earlier, is because they know they can just keep giving her wins in ROH. So they're like, we can put her on AEW and she can lose there because she's still the ROH champion. And if we really need to give her momentum, she's had this title for 3 years and she can just beat them on ROH. Like, that doesn't actually help. It doesn't help her.
There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos. Interact with them. Say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live for In the Weeds. You might like it.